There's no such thing as a happy dad.
I would fundamentally disagree.
I think the idea of a happy dad is a fallacy.
Look, I don't know who hurt you, but being a dad is one of the best things I've ever done.
I think that there's happy grandfathers because then you've got a generation buffer. But I'm a big believer that the struggles that a dad faces in terms of protection, paying the bills, making sure everybody's good, just monitoring your children and your spouse's well being on a daily, second to second basis.
On a second to second, brother, you need therapy, not a podcast. You're putting a burden on yourself you cannot bear. Colossians 3:21 says, "Fathers, do not exasperate your children so they won't become discouraged." That word exasperate comes from the Greek word eretzizo, which means not just to stir to anger or to provoke, but to stimulate. One of the ways that you can stimulate or provoke your children, exasperate them, is by hanging the burden of their well-being over them. It can seem like the right thing to do, especially if you come from a household where your needs weren't met, where your well-being wasn't considered. But what you can end up doing, and the way he describes this fits into this, is that you place the burden of your happiness and your validation on how well your kids and your wife are doing. That you are only validated, that you're only happy as a husband and as a father if your children and your wife are doing well. And when we do this, we violate what the scriptures command us in places like Romans 15, where it says, "Now we who are strong have an obligation to bear the weaknesses of those without strength." We could include children and wives who are the weaker vessels in that group, that we are to bear their weaknesses and not to please ourselves. Why? For even Christ did not please himself. On the contrary, as it is written, "The insults of those who insult you have fallen on me." Paul is warning against a type of help that comes alongside other people in order to gratify ourselves, to make ourselves feel better. And we can find ourselves in this place, especially as fathers, where we're doing things, we're helping other people, not because we're doing it unto the Lord and we have an abundance of love for other people. We may have love, but our ultimate goal is to be validated and told, yeah, you're not like your father, you're not like your upbringing. And that's just crushing. Why are you adding the burden to the burdens they're already carrying?
There's a lot of dads who were raised in what I call single mom America who believe that fallacy of like, there's balance to your life. You got to be work and play. You got to be happy. And I have never met a happy dad whose kids are excellent in my life.